down. Can you tell?
So, well, you can tell how often I look in a mirror. The screen pops up. It's like, where did all that fucking stuff come from? Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun on our 28th of September 2021.
What day of lockdown is it, Victoria? Like 3,209?
I've got no idea. Something unbelievable. Yeah.
I told QB today he was actually looking like a member of the Who.
We're the most lockdown city in the world. In the world.
I really wanna who.
Unbelievable.
Who.
Okay.
Who.
So,
I really wanna know.
today's show is the secret of staying positive. Yes.
Oh.
Let's stay positive.
Oh,
Falling asleep in that assumption.
Who. I really wanna know. Who.
Are you?
Yeah. Yo, Triple D Terry, welcome.
Hello,
Hey,
Terry.
there's,
Hello, Tabitha.
we've got people watching. Whoa.
Yeah. What do you think?
Look at that. I really we've been in
Sizzler.
lockdown, and it burns.
Anya.
All these Triple D and remarkable people. Yo, Geza. What the? Yeah, that's right. Staying positive.
As if, I know.
Yeah, right.
I guess we'll get to the bottom of this. I think it's the secret of staying positive, almost like versus falling asleep in that assumption.
That's right, Tabitha. That's right, Victoria.
But he didn't put versus, he put dash.
Nah, that's because I'm in the mood for this.
Oh, he loves it.
God.
Hello, Stella Jim.
Stella Jim, and it
Adelia.
burns. That ring of fire.
Okay, so go to
That
freeneville.com.
ring of fire.
Subscribe.
221 email list and a pseudo.
In a random.
In a goodness.
That's right. Join our 90-day adventure at Manifesting Mastery. Cost.com.
Yo, Triple D and remarkable Tony Doyle is in
Yeah,
the
I saw Amber
house.
there, I think.
And it burns.
maybe someone else. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right, so it all started today whenever somebody honorable and dignified, Gaza,
Honorable and dignified.
said they're in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard group. By the way, I put up a comment today. Somebody put up something and it was really fucking stupid, just to be blunt. Not the person was dumb, but I'm just, but the comment was like, so I asked, right? So anybody know the name of the group? It's the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard. And so I asked, have you studied Neville? And they asked, what's Neville? And I thought,
What's Neville?
yeah, it's like,
Why would you join this group?
yeah,
if you've got no idea about...
I don't get it. Again, I'm not calling the person stupid. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I just wonder. Sometimes I think it's Gaza, right? Like when I get emails and messages from people, and it's like they just stack so much dumb shit on top of each other. I go, that's got to be fucking Gaza. Like, what's he not have any time? He makes up a name just to harass me.
Excuse me.
You know what I mean? So
Hi, hey, Claudia. Just saw
Claudia,
you here. Hello.
boom.
And Valerie.
By the way, and for the people that say we ramble at the beginning, you're right.
We do.
Yeah, that's what we certainly
like
do.
hello to people.
Yeah, we like
We're
people.
in lockdown. We like seeing you guys.
This is socialization. We look at our mirror image on an iPad. The names pop up.
Yeah.
It's going to be so weird when we can actually see real people and there won't be a little corner with like comments popping up. It's like you actually have to like look at them and pay attention to them. Like, anyway.
Yes.
All right. So.
Yes.
Anyway, so there was this post in the group today. Good post, right? How do you stay positive when you're suffering in reality? Or something like that. Or in reality, you're suffering. That was it. How do you stay positive when in reality, you're suffering? Right? So we're going to cover some cool things today. But first, we're going to do all the housekeeping.
We just did it.
Imagine that.
I think we did the last one. I'll just say again, for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Look at all these people getting sizzle points.
I know, they're all
see what you
calling
did,
it
Sizzle?
the tagging and bagging.
Yeah, tagging and bagging, Sizzle.
K-Dra,
You're the man. Boom.
All right.
All right, so, shall we? So I did the thing, so you get to do the Neville Goddard quote. Remember, it all started with a really cool post, right? It's the whole thing of like,
Staying positive.
how do you stay positive when in reality you're suffering?
And it started with that and ended with, who's Neville?
Well, yeah, that was a comment somewhere.
Okay.
I swear to God.
All right.
Sometimes I just go like, what did she put in my coffee?
So today's Neville got a quote.
By the way, this is from the amazing Bonnie Donaldson. Like, I don't know if she actually
thank
looks
you,
this
Bonnie.
shit up in response to stuff, but she often puts up goody things. Everybody hashtag Bonnie Donaldson. She actually finds a lot of good things, and I go, that's perfect.
It's good things, Bonnie. Hashtag good things,
Good
Bonnie.
things, Bonnie.
Okay.
All right.
Ask yourself what you would like to harvest. When you know what it is, ask yourself how you would feel if your desire was ready to harvest right now.
Hoo-ha.
When you know the feeling, try to catch it. It's like catch the mood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In my own case, I find it easier to catch the feeling by imagining I am with people I know well. Excuse me. And they are seeing me. And they are seeing me as they would if my desire were now a fact. And when the feeling of reality possesses me, I fall asleep in that assumption. At that moment, I have entered a state.
Alrighty, so, by the way, I saw your comment, right? I know it's the middle of the night for you, but I saw your comment.
Okay.
So,
What was it?
just to be clear.
Tell me.
Now you're
Tell me.
gonna
Okay.
look. Right, everyone else is going to start scrolling up now.
Oh, you galaxy.
All right.
Right.
So, what did Neville actually teach here? See, this is one I love because a lot of people, they will just bumper sticker Neville, and they will just they'll complicate the crap out of this. But he says here,
Last little bit.
okay, and when the feeling of reality possesses me, I fall asleep in that assumption. Alrighty? So I've got my stock answers. I say these a lot. I go, right. So in the podcast today, and my little Feel It Real Fun on Instagram, I said something about that whole thing of Neville teaches consciousness is the only reality. And you're conscious somewhat of your imaginal acts and your physical world, right? One of them leads, one of them follows. Be the leader, right? So that's the stuff I always say because this is how we always live, right? But here's the cool thing. Read that last little bit again, Victoria, because this is important.
When the feeling of reality possesses me, I fall asleep in that assumption. At that moment, I have entered a state.
So this is Neville by Goddard, right?
Neville Goddard.
Neville by Goddard, right? So over the decades,
That's
he
exactly
says,
what it reminded me of. Scott haunts the mind.
Yeah, exactly.
When it possesses you. Yeah.
Yep. So he says, I create a little scene. Ooh, right? Don't skip that. For all you blue belts that are going skipping
Blue
scenes
belts.
and white, yellow, blue, green, purple, brown, black, blue about a year in.
Oh, belts.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying bluebells, like in the garden, because we've got
No,
some.
not those.
No, okay.
Yeah, like blue belts. Yeah, don't be a blue belt that skips the basics. Seriously, I still use scenes, right? And people say, I don't ever use scenes. Well, you ain't getting the results I am, right? I know, because you're emailing me privately, right? But here's the thing. Neville says that he most easily gets this by imagining people that he knows well, and if they saw him in that way. This is important. But then, what does he say? What's that last sentence again, Victoria? It bears repeating. It bears repeating.
And when the feeling of reality possesses me, I fall asleep in that assumption. At that moment, I have entered a state.
Alrighty. Who here thinks Neville's talking about being in bed?
I don't think so.
A lot of people do. I go on the Reddits once in a while. I visit these other Neville Goddard groups, right? And they all and there are people in there saying, I feel it real, and then I go to bed. While I'm already in bed, I fall asleep in the bed, and I try to sleep in that state all night. And it's like, right. There's two other parts of this lecture, by the way. This is from The Perfect Image, which you can find at freeneville.com, right?
Or PM Bonnie.
Or PM Bonnie.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to thank you for that.
Sorry. No, don't PM Bonnie. Yes.
Yeah. So ready? Now, this is from the same lecture. God fell asleep to his true awareness and began a good work in you. Remember, I keep saying, what you are is God having the adventure of a lifetime, but most of the time you don't notice that. Most of the time, you're asleep in a state. Like BMW owner, happy loving husband, happy loving wife, terrified citizen of Australia because they're stripping all of our freedoms away, right? We know people like this, right? Meanwhile, another part of this lecture, but the Father sound asleep in man. See, when you are awake to who you are and how this works, you're deliberately imagining. What do I want to harvest? See, this is what being awake is like. What do I want to harvest? All right. How would I feel if I harvested that? Whoa. All right. What would my friends be saying? How would they look at me if they knew I harvested? Who? Yeah. Right. So I go through all that and I experience that, and I fall asleep. What's Neville say here? I fall asleep in that assumption. At that moment, I have entered a state. When we decide what's for lunch, when we experience Victoria's yum, that's falling asleep in a state. We forget who we are. We forget how this works. You fully absorb yourself. You fully get absorbed into the yum. And you're no longer thinking about, there's no awareness of, what I am is God having the adventure of a lifetime. I'm noticing the noticer. No, you're full on yum. This is what falling asleep. Yeah, when you read this and you don't think and you don't try to dumb it down until like I have to fall asleep in bed after doing a session, right? And when the feeling of reality possesses me, I fall asleep in that assumption. Yet that's not a when that feeling of reality possesses me, then I go to bed. Okay, when the feeling of reality possesses me, I fall asleep in that assumption. That's it. You've become fully identified. It haunts the mind. It's the fragrant odor. At that moment, I have entered a state. Just give it occupancy. And again, the two other bits from here again, when you pull the whole lecture together, God fell asleep to his true awareness and began a good work in you. And the other little bit, but the Father sound asleep in man. In a little bit, she's going to go fall in love with being garden girl. She's going to at times forget that she's got a puppy or a husband or that lunch is coming. Trust me, I know about the third one. Victoria, what? Lunch. Yep, it's that meal that we eat in the middle of the day, every day. Oh.
Yeah, it's true.
True that. And you know this, you've done this, you've watched people do this. They fall so asleep into a state. Let it be a lovely one. So back to the whole thing, the secret of staying positive. Remember, it all started out with a little post in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard group. And it was, how do I stay positive whenever I'm suffering in reality? See, if you fall asleep into a suffering thing and you're trying to stay positive in that state that you've fallen asleep into.
What a crappy place to fall asleep in.
You get to change where you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. By the way, do I look like I'm a positive kind of person? I'm not. Right?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Right? What I am is alive.
Yeah.
What am I giving life to? And when I notice that I've fallen asleep in something that I'm not happy about, I wake up and then I put myself back to sleep in a different state. Boom. And that's it. Staying positive. Yeah, here's the thing, right? How do I stay positive when? That's a war. Versus what does Neville say? The state that you most commonly return to is your dwelling place. What's the most intimate part of your dwelling place? It's the bedroom. Right? Where do you fall asleep at? Right? And again, we're not talking physical here. You really get to notice that this is how it all works. So, Victoria, go fall asleep in a yummy state.
Okay.
But meanwhile,
so what we want to know is, tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bit?
Victoria.
I've got mine right there.
Hoo-ha.
Because it reminded me of something. So that last bit, the second last, the God fell asleep to his and began a good work in you.
Yes.
And that just so reminds me about, like, with the honourable and dignified.
Yep.
A good work. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that is my hashtag strawberry bit. What was yours?
Just looking at this whole thing, when I saw the quote this morning when Bonnie put it up, I already started with, I did a podcast on this, a little Insta thing on this. And then when I came home from the dog park, I know I was going to do the show on this. And there's Bonnie's quote, and it's like, oh, that is so perfect, because that's the part I really want to get across here. You know, the whole thing is not about doing battle in the mind. The whole thing is about you wake up. And you fall asleep, and you wake up, and you fall asleep. And the people that say they're permanently awake, well, I have no desires. Well, hey, have a nice time, right?
Yeah.
It's fun waking up and falling asleep, and waking up and falling asleep, and waking up and falling asleep. And today we're having yummy lamb.
We are.
Hoo-ha,
Yes.
says.
I'm going to add some veg. It'll be really nice in our air fryer that we're still testing out.
I got an idea for that, which I want to talk to you about
Well, you could talk
after the show.
after the show.
That's right.
So that was our hashtag strawberry bits.
Yes.
Or you type in yours. Go to freeneville.com.
221 email this pseudo in the random. Look at Tony
In the
Doyle
goodness.
smashing the love button.
Was that a Tony Doyle?
That was Tony Doyle.
Cool. Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's 90 days, $97. You notice what we do? We get rid of excuses, right? A buck a day, 15 minutes. And you say, oh, that's way too much for me. It's too complicated.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Yep.
Yes.
That's it.
So have a great day, night. I'm glad you're getting your strawberry bits in.
Look at that. It's Joe jumping, Joe jumping, Joe jumping. Well done.
Cool. And we've got a show tomorrow, so you're okay there, you guys.
We'll see you in 23 hours
Yes.
and 25 minutes.
Is it that long?
Something like that.
Might be only about 40 minutes.
All right. Could be.
Or it might be as in more.
Yes, could be.
Yeah.
Oh, it all depends on where Victoria's
Keep you on
doing.
your seat.
What's Victoria doing? What state is she falling asleep in? Having a
Love
good
you
day, everybody.
guys.
Love you
See ya.
guys. I love you, Victoria.
Love you.
Look at that. Somebody just put love up there.
Yeah.
Zuli. There's Anya.